Now we're gonna talk about Nick Cannon, friend of the channel, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is going viral because he recently had his testicles insured. Now,
Oh,
yeah, man, this is an interesting story. So Nick Cannon, the um proudly public polygamist, right? He has his what 11, 12 kids, however many kids he got from however many different women. Somebody give us the count. I lost it, but it's a lot and a lot.
mhm.
But Nick Cannon, via a recent partnership with Squatch, that company that makes those male
Mhm.
grooming products, they make the soaps and stuff.
Mhm.
They apparently had Nick Cannon's sexual reproductive organs valuated and insured for up to $10 million.
Evaluated? How
Yeah,
that work?
yeah. I don't know how that works, but apparently it works like that. So I found this pretty interesting. So this says Nick Cannon has testicles insured for $10 million, secures most valuable balls title. It's no secret that Nick Cannon is something of a baby making machine, and according to Dr. Squatch, this means that his reproductive organs are worth big bucks. Recently, the father of 12 teamed up with the personal care company to get his private parts evaluated using their ball valuation tool.
Oh
His
Lord.
testicles were assessed at a whopping $10 million, something the Wild 'N Out host can certainly be proud of. More, Moreover, the company even officially took out a policy on his genitals through MMA Momentous Insurance, proving just how far they're willing to go to make sure that his most precious assets stay protected. In a statement about the impressive assessment, Cannon fired back at those who criticized him for having so many kids in the past. He also confirmed that he has no plans of slowing down anytime soon. Haters say it's time for me to stop having kids and put this super sperm to rest, he began proudly. But I'm doubling down on these valuable balls and my future kids. Shout out to Dr. Squatch for giving my balls the credit they deserve and hooking me up with the protection I need to keep this family tree rolling. This isn't the first time Cannon's hinted at adding even more little ones to his family tree either. Back in March, the prolific entertainer made a bold joke about reproducing with Jocelyn Hernandez during a TV appearance. Unsurprisingly, however, it left their audience split. So let me see if I can. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, never mind. I'm not
No,
doing
no,
it.
yeah, no, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
you can click on that, and I meant to actually play that before we. So wait, I can actually do it because all I got to do
Yeah, get
is
past
start
that.
it after that sound,
Yeah.
and then we will be good. So all right. So here's a little promo for this whole balls $10 million ball thing with Nick Cannon.
$10 million. I've officially got the most valuable balls in the world.
Nick Cannon's golden balls are single-handedly keeping the human population afloat. He's fathered 12 children that he knows of and shows no signs of stopping.
Smooth game gets you nowhere without smooth balls to match. For that, I trust Dr. Squatch.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
uh,
All right, so interesting to hear what you think about this. Nick Cannon had his balls evaluated for $10 million. What's the name of this insurance company again? MMA Momentous Insurance. So that's what Dr. Squatch did, and that was the determination, $10 million. Do you think this is a thing that we can start doing out here in these streets? What do you make of Nick Cannon's balls being valued at $10 million?
I think this is a great bit. I think this is great promo. I think that's all it is. And because there's no way there's an actual balls appraiser. Um is this a self-examination, Nick Cannon, or did the Swatch CEO use his device to evaluate? I can't get down with this, if this was a real thing. But to me, this is a very elaborate joke. Um, Now they can probably pull up some paperwork and say that they actually did get it insured, but for the most part, I think that this is actually good promo. Dr. Squatch, whatever you call it, it's making its climb. You know, we've seen their ads on YouTube and other spaces. I'm starting to see them more prevalent in grocery stores. I think they hit this curve where they can actually start investing in sponsors or not, investing in celebrities and stuff like that. So they tap Nick Cannon on this. That's a great pull. It's a great pull.
Yeah.
And this is a good running joke that they can continue to lay into to keep people interested. It has a bit of a most interesting man in the world kind of vibe to it, where they're approaching it where it's satirical, and they're getting at you, and they're tapping into that man core, where every man out there, they want to be the player, they want to be the whatever person. So if they're going to lean into this as, hey, look, Nick Cannon uses it, and he's a potent man. And if you want to be a potent man who's slaying all these ladies out here and having your own legacy and family tree populating, be like Nick Cannon, but use our soap. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a great angle, man. So I can't be mad at this, for a grooming brand that really only deals with male genitalia. How else are you supposed to advertise? So I think it's a good pull, and I think it's going to have its effects, and I think it's going to work. As far as getting more people to buy their products. But what are your thoughts, man, on Sir Nick Cannon getting those balls insured? Holy smokes, by Dr. Squatch.
Yeah, it's a clever campaign. Nick Cannon, the polygamist, the guy who has 12 kids, and you make male products tailored towards men. And so why not, team up with a guy who, at least from a fertility standpoint, represents everything that Dr. Squatch is about, when it comes to making products for the man out there, for the modern man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very clever marketing tactic. I think it is a funny bit, and it makes sense. They got the right spokesperson, so I'm not mad at that. Here's what I will say about this overall, though. I don't think it's a bad idea to entertain making something like this a real thing. And I'll even go so far as to say I don't think it's a bad idea to consider making one's ability to have children based upon their insurability. Now I say that tongue in cheek, but I'm also halfway serious.
I see.
Yeah. Like let's look at auto insurance, for example. If you've had one too many accidents, if you've been involved in one too many at-fault accidents, you've totaled one too many vehicles, you cost the insurance company one too many dollars, they drop your ass. They determine that you are uninsurable because of your risk. You get in too many accidents that you're at fault for. We have to file too many claims on your behalf. The other people who you get into a wreck with, we got to pay them out for injury, for hospital bills and all of this stuff. Hey, man, you are too much of a risk. You are uninsurable. We're going to have to drop your coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we need to start employing the same thing when it comes to these dudes out here in these streets having these kids. Hey, look, man, and here's what I mean.
Okay.
I believe that there are too many people in the world, but men in particular, who don't deserve to be able to have kids. They don't deserve it. They're not manning enough. They're not on their square. They are misrepresenting men on a level that, in my opinion, is doing an injustice to men everywhere. So I think that an insurance adjuster needs to come around to these dudes and do some inventory on them. Hey, man, how many OnlyFans subscriptions you got? Oh, bro, you're uninsurable. No kids for you. How many hours a week do you log on Pornhub and all of these other sites? Oh, you're uninsurable, bro. No kids for you. How often do how many of these Instagram models do you follow on Instagram? You like how many of they pics? You leave how many comments? You slide into how many DMs? Oh no, bro, you're uninsurable, man. We can't cover you. You pay for what? You actually spend your money on OnlyFans instead of spending your money on actual women, taking an actual woman out on a date, paying for an actual woman's drink. You'd rather spend money on OnlyFans subscriptions than do that? Oh, bro, you're uninsurable. See, I think that's where we need to go. I think these guys need to be dropped from coverage. And if you're dropped from coverage, you have to pay a penalty if you're uninsured and you're still out here dropping these jits. Because what these guys are doing is they are continuing a legacy of ineptness. Because trust and believe, a lot of these dudes out here are having these kids, and they're going to pass on the same dysfunctional behavior and poor decision making to their own children, whether they're male or female. So like this is a never ending cycle of dysfunctionality that we got going on out here in society with these people who shouldn't be having kids because of their general approach to life. And I'm not a woman, so I'm not going to speak for women. I'll just speak for the men, because I think largely a lot of the responsibility for this is due to the choices that we as men make out here. I levy the responsibility of a lot of this at men, in my opinion. And I'm on record. I've said that many times on this channel, and I'll continue to say it. So I think that this stuff is funny, but I also think there's, in a roundabout way, a quasi application for it. A lot of you dudes out here is really making us look bad. You're really making us look bad. You're running around out here, wifing up, impregnating sex workers, strippers, women who make adult films. You're subscribed to OnlyFans pages. You spend, I don't know how many thousands of dollars a year, if not a month, on OnlyFans. Trust me, I've seen the receipts. I have a friend who's a bank teller at Bank of America. I'm not going to say her name, but she used to tell me how many of these dudes would come to the bank trying to claim fraud on their account. And she'll look up their account and they got one after another. OnlyFans charge, OnlyFans charge, OnlyFans charge. You guys out here are messing up and you're making us look bad. And you guys should be uninsured. You should have your balls dropped from all coverages so that you cannot procreate and continue these vicious cycles of ineptness when it comes to men out here. You're making us look bad. You really are. So I think that this thing has a weird application. I'm halfway joking, but I'm also halfway serious. And I think that people should look into it.
That's an interesting talking point, man. Didn't think about that. I would say, to speak on that. Well, I guess I would ask. So I guess if you're not covered, you can't have kids under this policy, right? Is that how it works?
You can, but it's punitive. Just like, okay, so like if you don't have if you don't have auto insurance, you can still drive. But if you get pulled over, if you get a ticket, if you get into an accident, it's highly punitive.
I got you.
Right? So, yeah, maybe your license gets suspended or revoked, or you got to go to jail or something like that. So yeah, you can still do it, but it's punitive.
That's rough, bro.
Well, that may be rough, but what we got going on out here in these streets is also rough.
And that I agree with. Hey, man, ain't no easy answer to a solution like that, man. Ain't no easy answer. It was something I was gonna say about this. Oh, and the flip side of this, on top of them making a joke out of this, there's probably some merit to it for real. In the event that, God forbid he becomes paralyzed waist down. So it's obvious he ain't slanging meat no more. So how can we use this guy as a sexual symbol for fertility if he can't get it up? So they probably did need some type of package, insurance package. Relax, people. All right. They probably needed pause, man. They probably needed some insurance package, all right, to make sure that in any event, where something happened, he goes to the Amazon jungle and an anaconda come and rip it off. And then so, they want to make sure that they're covered as well with whatever deal they gave him. So it's probably some true merit to that as well. You never know with these things, with all these new type of companies and all. But yeah, again, I still think it's grade A marketing. I've seen their stuff before. They've been quite aggressive. People seem to really be, I guess, using it enough for them to get the capital, start flipping like this. So shouts out to them. And shouts out because I think their whole premise is them having like more natural soaps with less chemicals or stuff like that, which I'm on board with, bro. Like I'm over fragrances. I'm over like all of that stuff. The ones that even ones that's for men, it's just like I don't need none of that, bro. Just give me non-fragrance, unscented things, bro. Like I'm over all of that rigmarole. So and that's the way of the wave, I think, of the future, new people, our generation, Nick Cannon's generation. So, this is good marketing. This is all in all, I feel like for their brand and what they do, this is as much as a home run you can get. So we'll see what happens for this, but I'm pretty sure the numbers are going to do what they do. I think this is going to be a successful campaign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think all y'all insurance companies need to look into that. Testicle coverage.
Oh, man.
A lot of these dudes out here shouldn't be having these jits, man, unfortunately. And it gives me no pleasure in saying that, but we have to end the cycle because either we improve or we figure something else out. And right now it's looking like we need to figure something else out. So I know it's tough, man. It's a tough pill to swallow. But hey, we have enough anecdotal evidence and complaining women out here letting us know how there is a dearth of quality men in the streets. So what are you going to do?
Hey, ladies, it's Dogon_SS. I'll ain't no dearth over here, baby. Hey, make sure I hit the like and subscribe, man.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday with it, man.
Thanks, man. Shouts out to Nick Cannon, too, friend of the channel.
You're